Hello, all. How are you? I hope everything is fine. I'm here today because I wanted to talk about books that I found on TikTok that my friends from Book Talk, and I was like, let me read them, because my friends from real life were also like, oh my god, have you read this book? And I was like, no, I have not. What's up? So I was like, let me get back into reading, and I'm just gonna rate them and talk about them and tell you my favorite quotes and if I like them or not. Which some of them, I only read 3. Okay, I read 4, let's put it that way. And some of them I was like, and some of them was like, but most of them I was like, So let me explain. I read, here's my iPad with my downloaded books. Hi. You can't see. I read Normal People. I read Daisy Jones and the Six. And I read Everything I Know. Everything I Know About Love. And I also read A Little Life, but I have the physical copy. I don't have it right now because I lended it to a friend, but whatever. I read those 4 books that I'm just going to say they're TikTok books because I saw them on TikTok, basically, or on YouTube. But, I want to be controversial and bring TikTok into the conversation because that's what controversial people do, like myself. So, let's start, shall we? Okay. I'm gonna start with reviewing the first one I read, which was A Little Life. I don't have quotes recollected from this book. However, I absolutely liked it. I liked it a lot. It was the best book out of these fucking 4 books I read. Let me tell you that. And was it because of the theme that was being discussed? Was it because something else? I don't know. But I just think it was very well written. Like, it actually felt like a book. Which I could say some of these books didn't. Call me controversial. But some of these books didn't feel like books. Yeah, I know I'm pulling a Harry right now, but it makes sense. Like this, A Little Life felt like a book. So let me summarize and tell you some of the tea about this book. A Little Life is a book about Jude, like the main character, who has gone through a lot of trauma, basically. And we just know about his life. We get the details about his life and why he has this trauma and how he copes with the trauma. Like, that's basically what the book is about, even though it's sold like 4 friends live in New York and we see their lives unfold in front of us, which is like, it's true, but mostly it's about the main character who has gone through a lot of trauma, and his life is basically really tragic, and it just shows how all of his friends and his family and people around him help him deal with the trauma. And is this my favorite theme? I don't know. I don't really have a favorite theme. I just read. I don't have expectations for this book. I didn't have expectations for any of these books because I didn't know what they were about. And this one did really feel like a book. Did I get bored? I did sometimes, but like really, really small times. Like, I was just really hooked, I would say. It took me a while to read though, because I was distracted with other things. But when I got to like half of the book, like, the book is long. That's another tea about this book. The book is long and people don't want to, like, people talk about that a lot. But I, like, when I got to the page like 400, because it's 800 pages, when I got to the half of the book, I just ate the whole thing up. I like read the other 400 pages in like a week, and that's a lot. I really don't read, so like that says something about how good this book is. And some people have tea with the book because they say it's like trauma porn or like suffering porn, like it's just really graphic. But I just feel like it's so interesting. Like, of course, I don't feel like it's interesting. I feel like the topics discussed are things that happen in real life, but nobody talks about them. Like, I don't read that in the news. I don't see the news that often, but like, it's happening in real life, and it's like common, even like first world countries, and people still don't talk about it that much. And it, like, okay, at least in my circles. So reading about it and like really like seeing what a person like that goes through was like, this is important and this is tragic, but I thought it was a good book. Like, again, I am not specifically a fan of this type of like sad stories, but just the way it was written made it a really good book for me. So out of 5, I give it like 4.5. I don't know, I don't read, my ratings don't mean anything, but here we are watching my video, so you gotta deal with it, okay? Second book I read. The second book I read was Everything I Know About Love. I read it in like 2 days. It was really easy to read. And I found like this book is a memoir. I didn't know what a memoir until the last page. I was like, oh, this actually happened. Who would have known? Like, I didn't know that. And I read it because I saw it on TikTok. I saw all these books on TikTok before reading it, but I read it because a friend told me, like, I think you would like this book because you talk about a lot of the things that she talks about. So I was like, okay, this gonna be buzzing. I'm gonna love this. I didn't like it. I liked it, but I was like, these are reflections we've talked about. Like, this book didn't really make me discover anything new. You know what I'm saying? And like, I guess some people like it because they could relate, but I don't really drink. So I don't really drink or like do crazy shit. Maybe I'm a boring person. I don't think so. And I don't judge people who do that. Like, I don't care. But I didn't resonate. It's just not what I do on my daily basis. But I did like some stuff. Like, I thought some stuff was important. I don't really like how it was written. Like, I liked it, but not that much. Like, it wasn't really life-changing. It was like a rom-com, a normal rom-com. Like, I wouldn't read it again. I wouldn't. It was like something you watch to not be bored, but it doesn't really have an effect on you. Like, that's how I felt about the book. But that's just me, because maybe it's not for me. It's not meant for me. Like, I'm not trying to diminish the work. Okay, I think it was entertaining, though. It was entertaining, but I just didn't really get anything from it, personally. Yeah. But these are some quotes I liked. Let's start. The main character is talking about like long-term relationships, and she's like, I have never had a long-term relationship. And then the best friend is like, girl, we've been friends for like 20 years. You've had a long relationship. And it's like, damn, like that part of the book, like that part made me think about like how we don't count friendships as much as we do relationships. And I know that romantic love is put on a pedestal, but it's just nice to see it in a book written down that friendships matter, because most books or most media in general really like idolizes romantic relationships. Like, that's all we ever see in media ever. They all talk about romance, and like, it's nice, of course. Well, the idea of romance that the media has portrayed is something that we all should aspire to, but then seeing this written in a book is like, damn, like, yeah, we should write more stories about friendships. And the stories that are written about friendships I never resonate with, because they're always full of drama. But no, either they're full of drama or they're like heaven and angels and unicorns, and I'm like, this is not friendship for me, so I don't resonate either. So I don't accept it. But this was nice. I like the idea that she's introducing of like valuing like friendships as much as romantic relationships. Like, I like that about the book. But I just like that. I really enjoy that. I like how also, you know how people say like, oh, don't get married, you're gonna get so bored. Like, imagine being with one person for the rest of your life. And I know she's talking about a friend here, but I think it applies to any kind of relationship. Like, people really make me not specifically, but like particularly scared for like marriage, or like with the idea of like finding someone and staying with them for the rest of their life. Like, and I like how in here she portrays long-term relationships as something that is nice. Like, she's not saying like, I got bored of my best friend, it's been too long. She's saying like, the more I know her, the more I love her. And I like that idea. I like that for friendships and for relationships, like romantic relationships. Like, I feel like that's something that should be explored more, because again, media and society always tells us that, oh, getting married is so boring, like you're gonna fall out of love, whatever. But like, it could be the other way around. Like, I don't know, I like that. Like, I feel like we never get that side of the story. We always get like, yeah, I'm bored of this long-term relationship. We never get like, oh my god, being married is amazing because I always have someone to count on. And I wish we did have more of that message in media, you know? Like, I feel like media right now is very sexualized and very much about the lust, and they don't take into account like how deep a relationship can get with time. And they don't like that. I don't know why, but I did wish we got more of that. Anyway, and I like this too. Let me read this quote. I don't need a dazzlingly charismatic musician to write a line about me in a song. I don't need a guru to tell me things about myself I think I don't know. I don't need to cut all of my hair off because a boy told me it would suit me. I don't need to change my shape or to make myself worthy of someone's love. I don't need any words or looks or comments from a man to believe I'm visible, to believe I'm here. I don't need to run away from discomfort and into a male eye line. That's not where I come alive, because I am enough. My heart is enough. The stories and the sentences twisting around my mind are enough. I love that. I actually like this book. Okay, I like it towards the end because then it's like, it gets like, oh, these are the messages. Like, and again, these are messages we've known, but I like seeing it written down and like in a concise manner. I like it. Very entertaining writing though. And by the end, I like the conclusions you come to. I didn't like the recipe part though. I didn't like those parts. I'm like, why do I need this? But anyway, I like this quote so much because it's so true. Like, and it resonated with me at this time when I read it so much, because I was like, oh, I wish I had a boyfriend to tell me I'm not doing this wrong. When like I was going through something and I was like, I wish I had a boyfriend. But like, girl, I can tell that to myself. Like, a man doesn't validate my identity. But she put it in such a way where I actually felt it, you know, because I can say a man doesn't validate my identity, and like that doesn't mean shit to me. Like, my brain is not getting it. But when I read this, I'm like, wow, like I don't need anybody, I don't need a man to tell me I'm special, because even without him, I'm still here and I still can't believe I'm special. And the messaging that little girls get all the time is that you need a man to like exist in this world and to like value. No, you need a man to recognize that you exist and that you're worthy in order to exist and be worthy. But that's not true, and I like it. I wish I had a better analysis on this line, but you should just read it again. I mean, I can't say it better than her. So that's my rating. I guess I did like it. Like, rereading some lines about it made me reflect on the times, and it was good. It wasn't groundbreaking. My friend really hyped it up for me, so I was like, maybe I was disappointed because of that. But I guess it's like a 3 out of 5. It's good. Okay, Daisy Jones is next. I did not really take a screenshot of any quotes that I liked, but did I like this book? Sure. It was entertaining again. I found it a bit more entertaining than Everything I Know About Love. But I felt like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some things happened, but at the same time I felt like nothing actually happened. Like, by the end, I thought these, like, Daisy and the other dude, what the fuck is his name? Billy. I thought Daisy and Billy would like kiss or make out or like have sex or have a child. I don't fucking know. But I felt like I read so much and nothing happened. And I know the book is about the tension that Daisy and Billy have, blah 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 blah, but like, I feel like the tension wasn't really captured in the book. I also watched the show, and I feel like the show captured that tension more. Like, you could actually see the chemistry in the show, but in the book I was like, what am I like? I don't buy that these two like each other. Like, I don't buy it. I don't feel like they have chemistry. I didn't really get the chemistry from the book. I thought it was really entertaining though. I thought it was really entertaining, and I liked some lines that Daisy had. Like, they were really like girl bossy empowerment, and I liked that. But apart from that, Like I thought it was entertaining. I also read it in like a few days, but I was also rushing myself. Like maybe I should read it again and maybe capture the whole vibe. But I thought it was entertaining. It was a great idea. I liked the interview aspect. It was really easy to read. It didn't feel like a book. It didn't like I wouldn't be like, this is a classic novel of the 21st century. I wouldn't say that. But it was fine. I enjoyed it. Could talk about Camilla, Miss Little Camilla, and her being like, yeah, like you're gonna stay with me and you're gonna show up for this child because this is the family that I want. Like when Billy cheated, and I don't know how to feel about that. It's like, should I really want someone who cheated on me? Like I don't think that was very girl boss. You know, everyone's like, oh my god, Camilla, I love her. I didn't really get that. Like maybe I just don't share her values, but like I feel like it's better to not stay with someone when they cheat. Like he almost cheated twice with Daisy, and he cheated a bunch of times when he was going through that, oh my god, I'm gonna have a child. But it's like, girl, I know you want your family, but like chill. He could just send you money. Like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but like, is it love when he still wants to cheat? Should I want to like she basically kind of forced him. Okay, I don't want to say she forced him into staying married, but like she really wanted that, and I'm like, fuck him. And maybe this is not the best thing for you, little Camilla Marone. Oh, that's not her name. That is her name. Okay, I don't know, but you know, the wife of Billy. I don't know about that. Like I didn't really find it inspiring, but anyway, that's my thoughts on Daisy Jones. And then now normal people. Again, now we are here in the last one, Normal People by Sally Rooney. I also heard a lot about this book, and whenever I went out, I saw somebody reading it, and I was like, okay, this shit must be good. I liked it. I read it really fast though, so I want to read it again, because I'm sure it's better if I really take everything in. But I was rushing myself because I was like, I'm gonna read 4 books in the span of the summer. You know, that's what our readers do for ourselves and our goals. But I liked this book. I liked it, but I also felt like nothing really happened. It was really chill, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I was really interested in the characters. I thought Connell was kind of an asshole. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, okay, you're just gonna hide that you're having sex with Marianne because you're ashamed. Like, I don't know, that's just asshole move. And I know he changed when they went to college or whatever, but I don't buy that act. Okay, would I forgive him? I don't think so, but I know Marianne liked him a lot or whatever. But I don't know, it was just a confusing time for me. But I thought it was good. I liked it. And I liked the topics that Sally Rooney discussed in the book. I'm gonna read you some quotes. So we discussed these topics. But did I like it? Yeah. It was entertaining. I was entertained. I got bored sometimes, but not that much. Like basically not at all. But I thought like nothing really happened in the book. I should read it again though. And I'm also watching the show, and the show, it's so calming, and I love these characters in the show. I want to read the book again though, because just want to organize my head. But I would give it now, first impression, 4 out of 5. I liked it, sure. Okay, well, let me read some quotes for you. I know you love when I read. Okay, first quote. Marianne, talking about men. There's always been something inside her, Marianne, that men have wanted to dominate, and their desire for domination can look so much like attraction, even love. Damn. I like this. I like this topic. Why do I like this? You know the story of Marianne. People bullied her in high school. People liked her in college but still wanted to dominate her. Her boyfriends were all fucking weird as fuck. And I really want to discuss this because I don't want to say men want to tame me, but like, you know, in high school, I feel like my group of friends, we all had some weird experiences with boys, and it was always kind of like this. Like, there's like boys and just some men, let me put it like that, have this desire to dominate some women when they don't fit the status quo. What do I want to say with this? I feel like masculinity is a lot about look good for the other man, look good for society, fit in what you have to fit in. Like, don't step outside the lines, don't fucking do anything that's not masculine enough, don't wear makeup, don't wear nail polish, don't cry. You know, we've talked about this. You know what I'm talking about. Like, masculinity is very about being correct and about being the coolest and about, you know, doing what society tells you to do. I feel like girls, when it comes to self-expression, have less limits. Like, we know this, but men don't, and men really have to fit into this strict ideal that masculinity is. Therefore, when they see a girl or a boy, we can talk about gay men, when they see a girl or a man who does not give a shit about what society has to tell them, and they just express themselves in any way they want, and they go outside the lines of what society's telling them. I feel like, specifically, like men who are maybe straight, who really like fit into the rules of society and masculinity, these men are like, why the fuck is she doing that? Because why the fuck are they doing that? Why the fuck is he doing that? Why the fuck is she doing that? Because they have this idea of fitting into society so internalized, and like they police themselves so much. Like, oh my god, don't do this because you will look gay. Oh my god, don't do this because it will be dumb. Oh my god, don't cry because it will show emotion. Like, they have so many limits for themselves that they feel like it's right to put those limits on other people. And I feel like they feel some kind of like jealousy that some people have the freedom to step outside the boundaries of what is acceptable in society. Therefore, they feel the need to dominate and suppress these people in order to fit their mold of what is right and wrong in their little toxic masculine world. Again, some men. And I just love this. I love this line. I love how it explained this sentiment in such a clear way, and it made me feel seen, and it just brings such an interesting topic. I feel. And you know, Marianne is like, she's kind of weird. She like doesn't fit into like what the typical girl should be. She's like kind of, she's not rude, but she's just like kind of shy. Like, she keeps to herself, but she's also outspoken at the same time, and she will tell you to your face what she doesn't like. Like, she's just very direct, and you don't know what to expect from her. And when men see like Marianne and they don't know what to expect, they go into chaotic mode, and they're like, oh my god, I need to control you. And I feel like that's what is happening here, because Marianne is so outside of what it would be deemed acceptable. Like, I don't think she's like agreeable like a girl, like a typical traditionally feminine girl is. Like, she's not submissive. She wouldn't do all these, well, she's not submissive in her personality, let me put it like that. She's not like that. And when men see that, they have a desire for domination of Marianne, because they're like, let me teach you how to do this shit. Yeah. And it can look so much like attraction. Also, that part of the line, love it. I don't know what to make of this line yet. Like, I really need to reflect on that. Like, it can look so much like attraction, but I think it falls along those lines of like, we can mistake sometimes men being really controlling of us as love. Like, that's how we see it, and that's how the media has taught us to see it. But it can actually be kind of dangerous, like it happened to Marianne. Like, all these boys were fucking crazy, but it's like, oh, he's like interested in me. But when in reality, it's like he just wants to control me, and that gives him a sense of power that he needs, and it can be mistaken as love. I have to reflect more on this, but I feel like it goes like that. Next quote. Okay, that was long, but I'll be concise now. Also talking about Marianne, I think. In school, she had believed herself to be above such frank exchanges of social capital. But, she's talking about how people in high school were fake, but now she's the fake one. Okay, so here it goes. In school, she had believed herself to be above such frank exchanges of social capital, but her college life indicated that if anyone in school had actually been willing to speak to her, she would have behaved just as badly as anyone else. There is nothing superior about her at all. And I like this too, because not Loki, but like, it talks about how all of us could do anything if the situation spoke for it. Of course, some of us have more self-control and more morally correct like gentle approaches to life, but if put in a situation where we could have the power and we could maybe bully someone, if our life and our thoughts and our brain have led to that point, maybe we would have. That's what she's saying right here. Like, now she's part of the popular crowd in college, and in high school she wasn't, and she was treated like shit in high school. But now she's saying that maybe if in high school she would have been popular, she would have treated somebody else like she was treated. You know what I'm saying? So I just like this. It's very honest about the human experience, and I think it's true. And another quote. Oh, now it gets controversial. Call me a kink shamer. Fuck it, I am. No, I'm kidding. Okay, but here the book is talking about when Marianne went to Sweden, and there was this guy who like tied her up and told her how to dress and told her how to act, and like, you know, wanted to hurt her while having sex or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to get too controversial right now, but I just like that the book discusses this topic, because when I found out about kinks that are really extreme, in my little brain I was like, damn, isn't that like female gender abused? And then I spoke to some of my schoolmates about it, and they were like, you're a kink shamer, fuck you. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't want to be close-minded. But I just like how the book talks about this, because instead of being scared of being called a kink shaming book, it's delving into the topic of kinks that are really like harmful. And the book says, could he really do the gruesome things he does to her and believe at the same time that he's acting out of love? Is the world such an evil place that love should be indistinguishable from the basest and most abusive forms of violence? Wow. Just a thought. I just want to put that out there. Should a man be able to hit a woman in bed because he wants to? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into that right now. But I just like how the book brings that topic up, because I feel like it's really important. And when people like me who have questions about this and are kind of concerned, but like I'm willing to hear, when you say like, is that really ethical? People are like, oh my god, you're such a kink shamer. It's like, I like how the book delves into exploring this topic. Like, I would like to have a conversation about this, because I feel like it's really interesting. It's really like, we should talk about it, because sometimes it's really concerning what people do to each other in bed, specifically men to women. I'm baffled sometimes, but I don't blame. No, I don't shame, but I'm just curious to know what the logic behind specifically men's brains who want to hit women in bed and do weird shit like that are. Like, what's your logic, man? I've heard some girls and women talk about like, yeah, I like to be submissive and I like to like give up control. And we're going to talk about that later, because the book also talks about that. Wait, there's a quote about that. And sometimes people say like, it helps me deal with my problems. And I feel like it's maybe more ethical if a girl asks you to do that. But should a man want to hit a girl? I don't know. Like, if a girl asks to be hit, it's like, oh, okay. Like, you ask for it. But should someone want to hit you? I don't know. Don't call me out. I'm asking questions. Lastly. Oh, here it is. Here is what I will talk about. Being submissive. And shit like that. Because then by the end of the book, we see that Marianne likes to be submissive to Connell. But Connell doesn't treat her like that. He treats her with gentleness. But she gives off power to Connell when they're like doing stuff like that. And here's when something I found really nice comes in. She's like, when they drew apart, Connell looked in her eyes and said, "I love you." She was laughing then, and her face was red. She was in his power. He had chosen to redeem her. She was redeemed. It was so unlike him to behave that way in public that he must have been doing it on purpose, to please her. How strange to feel herself so completely under the control of another person. But also how ordinary. No one can be independent of other people completely. So why not give up the attempt, she thought. Go running in the other direction. Depend on people for everything. Allow them to depend on you. Why not? She knows he loves her. She doesn't wonder about that anymore. Lovely. I love that quote because it's so true. Like, it's lovely. I don't know what to say. Like, it's true. Like, we fight so much of our lives to be like, yeah, I'm independent. I don't need anyone. And not even like in a feminist speaking. You know how people make fun of feminists and be like, yeah, when they say like, I don't need no man. I'm not making fun of feminists. I would never do that. Don't worry. But I'm talking about like, we all fight all the time. We don't fight, but like we want to be like, yeah, I don't need anyone. Like, I can be alone. Like, we want to believe that. But isn't it so beautiful also depending on someone else? Like, isn't it beautiful and a natural part of human relationships to depend on each other? And I adore that. And I love how she like completely gives power to him in there, like when it comes to like love. I don't know, it's just beautiful to just like relax and give yourself to somebody else unapologetically. And I love that. And I love how Sally Rooney explains this in this book, and it just gives you a different side. Maybe when we again talk about like kinky shit, it's like sometimes it's beautiful, but like, I don't know, like you see the difference between how Connell treats Marianne and how her other kind of abusive boyfriends treat her. Like, you can see the difference. So like, I'm like, I can clearly see the difference. And in both situations she's being submissive, but I feel like the person treating her one is treating her with respect and love, and the other one is treating her with the wanting to control her. So like, how do we deal with these things? And apart from that, I just love that quote. It's just like, it's so true. Like, we never get those ideas of like fully depending on someone else and fully like giving power to somebody else to let them make us feel however they want to make us feel. Like, it's crazy. I don't know, I just love that quote. So that was it. I like this book a lot. I'm gonna read it again because I know it has more stuff in there and I just didn't appreciate it. But this is my rating. I feel like I give it 4 out of 5. And these books, overall, TikTok books, entertaining. Some of their shit reading, like written like shit. Not like shit, but they're not written the best. Like, would I have, if I could have the chance of not reading some of these books, would I not have read them? Sure. But all of them were entertaining though. I feel like I would keep A Little Life and Normal People. And the other two, maybe I would have ignored a little bit. But that's life. A book is a book. At least my brain is reading and working and getting better. So that's good. But those are my ratings. Thank you for like the 2 viewers of this video. Gotta love you. Bye.